Hello everybody, I'm Japri and welcome to another Rust video. So I thought it's a good time to do another base building video. It's been 7 months since I did my first video covering base building in Rust, and if you're interested in watching that video to see how the game has evolved over the past half year, then click the annotation on the screen right now. And there has been quite a lot of changes to Rust since that video. However, not much has changed with the base building mechanics. The only changes I can think of on the top of my head is the fact that you before could stack wooden storage boxes on top of each other, but that feature was removed since people use it as a way of getting into other players' bases. People even succeeded to stack enough storage boxes on top of each other to reach around 50 to 100 meters up in the air, until they managed to place a foundation on top of it and build their base up in the air. So it's quite clear why that's not possible anymore. Also, you could before place wooden doors anywhere, so depending on how players place their doors, you could possibly have a crack between the door and the door frame to look through into their base. Now you can only place the door inside of a door frame and in a fixed position as well. Today you can also break down walls, door frames, window frames and doors with explosive charges, as well as some other building parts, and building parts decay over time and disappears after a while, which was a feature added into the game to keep buildings from filling the servers, because too many entities in the map causes lag, and after the implementation of that you can run into half buildings that are decayed and that are disappearing. There are of course other stuff that has been added into the game in these 6 months, but those are the biggest things, and apart from changes of mechanics and features, they have added quite a few more building parts. And I've got a list of these things here. So they've added window metal bars, which are put in window frames, large wooden storage boxes, beds, which has the same function as the sleeping bag but enhanced, so it requires more resources to craft but has no cooldown time on respawn. So it therefore functions the same way as the sleeping bag used to. It allows you to spawn as many times as you want without a cooldown timer, which the sleeping bag has at the moment. The sleeping bag has a cooldown timer of 4 minutes, so the bed doesn't have any of that. They've also added a furnace and a workbench, a large spike wall, wood gate, and then they've added metal ceiling, metal doorway, metal foundation, metal pillars, metal ramps, metal stairs and metal wall. They're also planning to add stone building parts sometime in the future. Stone would then be better than wood, but worse than metal, so it would be something in the middle. I would be surprised if they don't have plans to add more building parts in the future, so we have a lot to look forward to when it comes to base building. This is not the final form, not even close. But other than the things I've just said, the basics of base building are still the same. To craft building parts you need a specific amount of resources, which you can see in the crafting window in the game. After you have crafted your building parts, you drag them onto your hotbar, and then you press the corresponding number on your keyboard to use it, just like you would with a weapon or a tool. When you've got it in your hand, you aim it where you want it, and when it's green you can place it by pressing the left mouse button. But I also wanted to talk a bit about the base security. Obviously, if you build a big base, you're going to become a big target to other players. It's like a big red cross saying, here are valuable stuff in it. But obviously not anyone can break into your base. To break into a base with metal doors, you will need explosive charges, which are acquired from airdrops. To break down a metal door, you need either 2 or 3 explosive charges, and to break down a wooden wall, you need 1 or 2. So if you keep this in mind while you build your base, and you don't have a lack of resources to build with, you will make it much harder for your enemies to break into your base. Since you cannot break foundations or ceilings, the best strategy is to keep all your valuable stuff in the middle of your base, surrounded by a lot of walls and metal doors, like I'm doing in the video right here. To get the loot that I keep in my base in the video, you would have to use 4 explosive charges on either walls or doors. If you make a bigger base than this, with a lot more walls and doors surrounding your valuables, you will keep a lot of players away. However, there is always going to be those players that has 30 explosive charges ready to blow up anything that gets in their way. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next Rust video.